Okay, now this is, sorry, my voice may be a little bit cracky. So this is the material. What I did was to fold it in a bias form. Alright. Now I'm going to mark the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 14 inches. When you divide it by 2, you'll be having 7 inches. So this is where my 7 inches is here. I've marked it already, sorry. Alright. Now the next thing to impute is my armhole measurements. So I'm giving 1 inch for shoulder slant or for shoulder slope. I'm going to mark 3 inches for my shoulder, my neck width, and connect it to my shoulder slope. 1 inch to my shoulder slope. Then 7 inches down for my armhole measurements. So now her bust measurement is 34, which is 8.5 inches. I'm going to mark it here. This is my 7 inches armhole measurement. I'm going to connect it to this point. Then I'm going to divide my armhole into 2. Let me use a brighter chalk, which is 3.5. Come in by 1/2 inch. Connect my slope, my shoulder slope, to the 1/2 inch. Then curve it in. This is my 8.5. Alright. I'll be adding 1 inch or 2 inches or 1.5 inch seam allowance to it. Can decide to add more. Alright, this we are done for the upper part. Now the full length of the gown. The gown has a pleat steps, 2 pleat steps below. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to, the full length is 39. I'm going to be working with 32 inches for the upper part. Then the remaining 7 inches I have, I'll use for the pleats. Alright, so now I have 32 here. I'm going to mark 32 inches at this point. Place my tape back at the shoulder. Mark 32, connect it. Mark my 32. This is my 32. Then I'll cut it out. So this is one. I'll be using this to cut out another form. Alright, for the down one, for the back piece. Now we will fold our material. Remember, we are folding on a bias form. I'm going to adjust this one because I want it to have a zip at the back. I'm going to place it this way. Now I'm going to cut this out. I left some inches for my zipper allowance. So this is for my zip provision for my zip allowance. So now the neck piece. The first thing is the depth of the neck. For the back neck, I'm working with 2 inches. That's how deep I want the back neck to be. Then for the front neck, I'm working with 5 inches deep. So now, remember our width, we're working with a width of 3 inches. That's the width of our neck. So let's cut the back neck first. Then I think I should reduce the width of the front neck. That's one I just cut now. Then I'll notch the zip allowance for the back. And my center for the front. Alright, so for the first step, I'm working with this design. I want this design to be on top. This part of the dress to be on top. I have 7.5 inches here. So I'm going to reduce it. I'll be reducing it. The other one, we have 7 inches left. So we'll be adding extra 2 inches to it, making it 9 inches. Then this one should be 6 inches or 6.5 for seam allowance. Let's work with 6.5 for this one. The strap should be as long as how long you want it to be. You can join later on. Decide to join it later on, but just make it long. So this is the first step. Then we'll still cut out the second step. Now the length of the width of the second step, that's the boldness, is going to be 9 inches. Alright, so these are rough. We'll be using this for facing. So this is for the sleeve now. The sleeve is of 2 parts. It has the longer one and it has the one that has a flare. So this is the basic sleeve that I want to cut now. So the sleeve is 15 inches. So I'll be working with, okay, the sleeve is 14 inches. I'll be working with 9 inches for the upper one. Then the remaining 5 inches for the down parts. Alright, so this is my start point. I'm working with 3.5 inches for her biceps line. Then I will impute her bust measurement. Her bust measurement is 8.5. I'll add extra inches for seam allowance. You can either add 2 or 1.5 or 1 inch, depending on any amount you can work with. Then I'm connecting this to the down parts. So for the front neck now, the front neck is of it has two steps. It has the first one, then a slit. So I'm working with 7 inches for the depth of the neck. Alright, that 7 inches now I'm going to divide it into two, which I have 3.5. So 3.5 will be for the first step, then the remaining 3.5 will be for the second step. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do. Oh, this is going to the yep. So remember our width is 3 inches. So I'm going to cut this first one. Now if I'm sewing, I will now make the slits opening for the second one. Then I will now pipe the neck using maybe a bias tape or a black material, or any, I can even decide to use this color of material, anything of your choice to pipe it. So now this is my front piece. I also cut a facing for it. This is the back piece with the facing. This sleeve, the first one, the one that will be on the second step. Okay, this is the first step at the down below. This is the second step. This is our sleeve. This is the one that will be below the sleeve, the second sleeve. So we are done with cutting. It's now sewing.